Hello everybody, and welcome to another prediction video where today I'm going to be predicting the NFC North, the second division that I'm going to be talking about in the NFC. And this one is probably going to be one that you're probably already going to know who's first and who's fourth, and you're going to have to just pick between the other two. But I will be talking about the NFC North and all four teams between the Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears, and Detroit Lions. The first team I want to talk about is the Detroit Lions, who have not been very successful during Matt Stafford's tenure there as quarterback and have never really been able to win a playoff game since Barry Sanders did it against the Cowboys in 1991. I'm not sure when exactly, but it was a long time ago. They have been unable to win a playoff game and have made it to a few wildcard games since their last playoff win. And I'm going to be talking about how they're going to be doing. And frankly, they traded Matt Stafford away to the Rams, which is my division rival, which isn't very good for our chances of winning the division again. And they receive Jared Goff, a first this year, a first next year, and a second or a third next year. So a lot for Matt Stafford, and this is clearly a playoff push for the Rams, and the Lions are into rebuild mode. This team sucks. I'm going to be honest. DeAndre Swift was very, very good for them last year as a rookie. They lost Kenny Golladay in free agency to the Giants. They have nobody other than their young players of Jeff Okudah, DeAndre Swift. They even successfully got Penei Sewell, who can protect Jared Goff. So hopefully he can be a good lineman for them. That was their main pick in the draft. They have very difficult schedule. They have to play the NFC West, the other teams in their division, and one of the AFC teams, and all four of those divisions are pretty stacked, including the AFC South, who have the Jaguars who are coming up, the Colts, the Titans. So either way, they have a very, very awful schedule, and they are going to probably be one of the worst teams in the league this upcoming season. I'm going to be predicting them with a 3-14 record, one of the worst in the league, as this team is clearly in no shape or form able to be a 500 or above 500 team. This team is awful. They're in rebuild mode, and hopefully they can keep getting those draft picks like the Detroit Pistons did, getting the first overall pick in this year's draft. But hopefully they can, get a player in the draft, this upcoming draft. Maybe Sam Howell, or if they truly believe in Jared Goff, which I would doubt to believe in him, I'm going to be honest, because he's, 26, 27, and he didn't have a good season last year. Yes, he had a thumb injury in the playoffs, but I don't think that he is your future. I think he's a guy that can definitely play for you for the next few years, but not going to be your future 10 years down the line. The next team I want to talk about is the Chicago Bears, who had an average season at best and weren't exactly terrible, but made it to the playoffs, just beating the Minnesota Vikings. This team finished second in the division and got eliminated in the first round, scoring 3 points the entire game and then scoring a Hail Mary one-handed grab by Jimmy Graham in the final second. Their game was on Nickelodeon and wasn't any fun because the Saints just dominated. This team was very, very overrated ever since that year that they made it to the playoffs as a division winner in 2018. If I'm not mistaken, that team was extremely, extremely overrated, and frankly, I think that this team won't be successful as well. I think that this team won't do as terrible as the Detroit Lions, obviously, but I think they're going to finish third in the division. Mitchell Trubisky was traded, or actually signed, by the Bills in free agency. They received Andy Dalton as the prize of losing Mitchell Trubisky after they tried pursuing Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and got neither. They instead drafted Justin Fields, 15th overall, and got a new franchise QB that can hopefully help them in the future as their starter. This team is also trying to get younger. Khalil Mack was very, very dominant last year. Akeem Hicks was not that bad last year. They have a good receiving core with Allen Robinson, Darnell Money Mooney as Bengal says. Shout out to him. And this team is very, I think they're going to be average. I think they're going to finish with a 6-11 record. I don't think they're going to do better than that, as they're going to get 2 wins against the Lions, but I think the rest of the teams they're going to play are going to be very, very tough and very, very frustrating. And hopefully this will help them get a better pick, and hopefully either help with the defense, such as getting a corner to replace Kyle Fuller that they lost in free agency, and just trying to get better. I don't think they're going to be absolutely awful. I think they're just going to finish with a 6-11 record, which is going to be an average. The third team I want to talk about is the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings had a not bad season last year, finishing 500 at 8-8, if I'm not mistaken, and having pretty good talent on that offense. Kirk Cousins wasn't awful. He was an accurate passer, didn't throw a lot of yards, didn't pass a lot, but whenever he did, he wasn't bad. They were able to beat really good teams, lose to not so good ones, and ultimately finished with an average just 500 record, 8-8. Their breakout players were Dalvin Cook, who was always going to be very good, and Justin Jefferson, picked in the 26th pick in the 2020 draft, and was an absolute steal from everybody else, racking up 1,300 yards as a rookie. He's insane. He is a guy that they're definitely going to be building around. Thielen wasn't that bad. Rudolph was non-existent. He probably wasn't even playing that often. And hopefully, if they keep this core of Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, they can hopefully keep getting better and keep using Adam Thielen's sort of twilight of his career, his past his prime, and try and stay competent in their division, hopefully hovering on the second spot. This team is very, very good. Definitely has the pieces. I think they're going to probably try to develop QBs that they have, like Kellen Mond, who they drafted, if I'm not mistaken. I keep saying if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure exactly. They're going to have to develop players that are younger. Their defense is a little bit worrying, as they were able to not win games that were really close, and hopefully they can fix that. But I think they're going to finish with an 8-9 record. I think they're going to finish about 500. I don't think they're going to be below 500 as everybody expects, like 5-12 or 6-11 like the Bears that I said. I think they're going to be 8-9, similar to how teams like the Steelers are, or not the Steelers. I think they're just going to be, average. Finally, the team you all have been waiting for, the Green Bay Packers, who are obviously going to be finishing first in their division and have been for quite some time. Only in 2018 that they were not able to finish first in their division, and that was when the Vikings took over. This team is still deadly. Aaron Rodgers came off an MVP season. Devontae Adams had the most touchdowns in the league and was one of, if not the top 2 receivers in the league besides DeAndre Hopkins, and he was spectacular. This team has so many weapons. Even their tight end, Robert Tonyan, wasn't even that bad. He was very good, catching a lot of touchdowns. And this offense is overall spectacular. They did lose Corey Linsley in free agency to the Chargers, but now they still have a very, very good offensive line. Their receivers around them are very, very good, and they've got plenty of stuff that they don't have to worry about, and I think they're going to be very, very good next year. Their defense is also very, very good. Players like Kenny Clark, Zadarius Smith, Adrian Amos, Jair Alexander are all spectacular. This team is so well-rounded that they also have such a good chance of finally getting back to the Super Bowl this year, but it may be their only chance. The Buccaneers unfortunately beat them in the NFC Championship last year and were able to secure the Packers, as having them 5 straight championship losses, NFC Championship losses. That is something that Packers fans don't want to think about, just as we don't want to think about Super Bowl 49. This team is, again, like I said, so well-rounded, and hopefully this may be the only chance, as Aaron Rodgers was having severe problems with the organization up until about a week ago, when he finally reported to training camp and showed up. But Davante Adams is also saying that he wants to be the most paid receiver in the NFL, and they need to somehow get that money by either paying him that much and putting them severely into cap problems, or pleasing Aaron Rodgers and keeping Davante Adams by him being happy, and they somehow keep him, which is not in their plans, as Aaron Rodgers is going to be most likely traded after this year. But I think this may be one of their final chances to make a playoff push with Aaron Rodgers, and then Jordan Love's going to come in and have to take that role, which, let's be honest, with Brett Favre being selected, he was really good. Then Aaron Rodgers was selected, and he was very good. And now Jordan Love was selected 1 year ago, so he's probably going to be really good, because let's be honest, quarterbacks in Green Bay know what they're doing. I think they are going to finish with a 14-3 record, one more win than last year, and will finish first in the division. I am not sure about the playoff seeding and who's going to finish where in each conference. I'm just going to do it based on divisions. But the Packers are going to win their division. Let's be honest, these are the Packers. They aren't terrible. They signed Aaron Jones in the offseason to a big contract. They've got the exact same team this year, except one piece on their offensive line. Their offensive line last year was really, really good, and I don't think losing Corey Linsley will be that much of a problem for them. This team is good. They are going to be very, very good next year, and I really hope that this is correct, and I'm correct, because I'm, of course, going to bet on them. It's like betting on Patrick Mahomes. The Packers are going to be very, very good, and they're going to be playing us this season, and hopefully we can be one of their regular season losses, because let's be honest, we always beat them in the regular season and lose in the playoffs, so might as well keep that going and keep that streak alive. As I told you, in the NFC North, it will be the Packers first at 14-3. The second team in the NFC North will be the Minnesota Vikings, finishing with an 8-9 record. Third is the Chicago Bears, finishing with a 6-11 record, and fourth is the Detroit Lions, finishing with a 3-14 record and fourth in division. But hopefully you enjoyed. This is very, very fun to make. I will be making an NFC East video next for the prediction, and then finally the NFC West, one of the worst divisions in football when it comes to trying to win, but will be one of the most enjoyable and competitive ones in the NFL. Hopefully you thought that my prediction was correct, or it hopefully is correct. Preseason will be coming around on Thursday, August 14th, or 13th, sorry. Will be very, very fun to watch. Or actually, no, it's not even the 13th, it's the 12th. I said two wrong numbers, but it's in a week, or a little bit, week and a half, but I'm so excited. I'm going to see all the games that I can. Of course, if you may know, I live in Canada, so we don't get that many channels to watch the games, but whatever we do, we watch. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you want, and I will see you in the next one. That's about it. See ya.